winter's coming.
What is going on? It must be another week, another Wednesday. And you already know what that is, man. I am your uninvited guest. I am R15. Back again on a Wednesday with the main show. I don't really know what to say in this intro most of the time. I just wing it. But, oh, man. Clips have been doing very well. I swear, man. I just uploaded a new clip on Facebook. I don't know why they go so crazy on Facebook. It's almost at 6,000 views, which is insane, man. That's insane. A lot of people sharing it around, so hopefully some of those people gravitate here to YouTube and check out the main show. If not, next week might be the actual time when I consider making the TikTok. But we'll get into that a little more next week if I actually do it. Probably should. I should probably cover all my bases. But yeah, that's about all that's going on. I'm going to get around to updating my Rumble. Rumble is just it's a weird platform, man. It needs some fine tuning, but I'll get to that, and I'll get to uploading the clips here on YouTube just so they're here. And yeah, that's pretty much an update. Staying consistent. But let's get into the show, man, shall we? Let's check out some of these videos I've been seeing around the internet. All right, man, let's go.
For a one-night stand, and one chick has 3 bodies and one chick has 50. The chick with 50 is going to give you a way freakier night than the chick with 3. So I'd maybe go with the girl with 50.
Are you out of your fucking gourd, bro? What the fuck are you talking about? I'd rather go with the girl that has 300 bodies over the girl that has like 2. Are you crazy? Why? 'Cause you're going to have a freakier time. What dude sits here and says that? What dude cares? Like, I don't understand this concept. I don't understand the concept where you got to go through 3,000 dicks before you know how to fuck. Like, I don't, why, dude, you can have 2 bodies, right? And just have a bunch of sex and know how to do it and be experienced. You don't need a fucking football roster of cock to fucking be experienced. Oh man, I'm never gonna get through this video.
You're gonna walk around.
I'm never
looking for chicks, thinking I want one that smells.
For a one-night stand, though.
I want one who's been plowed.
If it's a one-night stand, who cares? Who cares?
I wouldn't want that.
I don't think anyone. For a one-night
thinks
stand. Okay, 2 bodies. 2 bodies.
Yeah, fuck it. You can give me a virgin for a one-night stand. Yes,
Who the hell goes for the
sir.
girl with the higher
Yeah.
body count?
It's innocence that men find.
No one would pick that. Like, no one would pick the girl if, knowing their body counts. Like, if one had 2 and one had 300, we're gonna pick the girl with 2 because she has less experience and she can experience new things with me. You get it? You understand? That's the whole point. I don't need you to lead me in the bedroom. Like, I'm a man. I can show you some things. You know what I mean? God, bro, what the fuck? Why? What kind of simp needs a girl to show him things? That's crazy.
What actually amazes me is that women go through the world and they're so concerned with how they look, but they have no understanding on a basic level of what men find attractive in women. And I know that for a fact because every single time I sit with a chick and talk to her, especially for the first time or on a date or something, she's saying always completely the wrong thing. She's saying exactly which makes me less attracted to her. The fact she's still hot will get her through it.
What's the worst thing a woman can say on a first date?
You Polly?
The worst thing is it's just basic things they don't think about, right?
What's the worst thing they could say on the first date?
There's a bunch.
I'd say, but within a realistic frame, women will sit there and do something they think is innocent. They'll talk about traveling. I've been to here and I've been to there and I loved when I saw this. My favorite place is this. That when you sit with a dude on a first date and tell him how many places you've been, all he's thinking is you've been fucked by
That
him.
is a fact. Fact.
Like it's bullshit. Like shut the fuck up. And on top of it, men want innocence, and the reason we find innocence attractive is because we want to be the female's portal to the world. Yeah. If I meet a woman,
you want to hear they've never been anyway.
Never. I will show you the world.
100%.
The first private jet you get on will be mine.
Facts. I'll tell you, the reason why he referenced Aladdin is because remember in the cartoon What other motherfucker had a magic carpet to ride? Nobody. That's why she's like, I'm gonna get on this thing. I need him in my life. Shit, he's showing me some new things, bro. Oh man, I'm gonna tell you this, man. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that that dude really thinks that a woman with 300 bodies, he would prefer a woman for a one night stand with 300 over a girl with 2. I don't get it. Why would you care how many bodies they have in the first place if it's just one night stand? But if I had to pick one, I'm picking the one with less. Like,
put in a Lambo? No, you're getting my one first. I'm going to show you brand new experiences. If I see there was some, she's like, I've been there, I've been that. I went to this party. My friend has a jet. I was in this Lambo. And you're just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's just turning us off.
Attractive because we want to be their portal to the world. The reason women don't understand this is they sometimes think, especially if they're sitting with a G, like if they're sitting with a guy like me, they feel like they have to prove themselves by pretending they've been with other ballers, right? They don't want to sit there with a man like me.
No, don't do that.
I've never been to a restaurant like this. I wish they would say that. That's the most fucking attractive thing they could say to me. But instead they'll say, yeah, I've been here, my friend, and I did this. And
they drop Dubai and then it's over,
They start dropping about fucking other.
Let me tell you this, bro. They dropped the Middle East in there. Just call it a day. Pay for the check and leave. You might as well. I remember seeing the stories about these Instagram girls that would get paid to be flown out to Dubai to fuck this dude, his brother, and his camel. No joke. There's actual videos. You can find them on YouTube here where this dude was like, he was acting like he was some prince from somewhere out there. And he's DMing this girl back and forth. And he said, I want you to smash me, my little brother, who was a minor, and our camel. And I'll give you I think it was like 120 grand. And I'm sitting here like, are you fucking crazy? She agreed to it. But it's like, bro, there's no fucking way that you're going to sell your soul like that just for money. That's insane to me, man. That's a wild life. That's a wild life, bro.
Yeah, it's just like, shut up. But they don't. So women don't even know what men find attractive because we're innocent.
They do not.
Innocent. So he's talking about body counts. It's not even just about the freaky, I'm interested, if I have an experience with a woman, whether it's sexual or non-sexual, I want to be her portal to the world. I want to be the person who shows her something for the first time. I don't want to fuck her. She's been fucked every way she can be fucked. Why do I want to invent something new now? Backflips?
Your guys' reaction to the video. Go ahead.
I think we need like a science experiment.
A science? What?
About what?
Science experiment?
Yeah, an experiment.
What's your thesis?
Like get him to a girl who's like body counts high.
Okay.
And let us know how it goes.
What? The fuck is she talking about? Like, wait, get us to let us know what? I'm confused already. And the video just started. Get him to fuck a girl with a high body count and let us know. Let us know what? Let us know which one you prefer? But you would have to have a girl with a low body count. He's always going to prefer the girl with the low body count because he can show her more things. She hasn't experienced as much. Even if she has, let's say there's a girl that's got 300 bodies and a girl with 2 bodies. And they've had the same amount of sex just with a different amount of people. Are they any less experienced? No, they're not. They're still experienced in sex. Sex is not complicated. It's not calculus. It's not advanced biotechnology. It's nothing like that. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, bro? I'm confused.
Huh?
Yeah, facts. What?
What do you mean? So,
Guys,
are you
I
Elaborate,
don't
please.
know the answer to this. This is an answer we
To
haven't
what?
solved yet.
What's the question?
Oh, what's the question? This is an answer we haven't solved yet.
An imbecile. Yeah. Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
Oh, my brain hurts already, and I just started this video. I am confused, man. I am so confused. Look at this. Zoom in on that dude's face, man. Right there. Look at how confused he is. Oh, my God.
What is the
Or
question?
like this whole theory of like the big body counted woman.
Okay. All right.
Are you
What?
talking about that women with high body counts are better in bed? Is that what you're getting at? I'm just...
Yeah, like that. I guess that part. Like, are they better in bed? Because I have a question.
No.
If a girl who barely has sex can't even arch her back right, and you want to like hit it, and she
I can
can't
teach
even
her.
arch it right.
What's
you
the
need
What's the
practice.
point?
She needs practice on.
I could
sex.
teach her that.
She could practice with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, if you're a man and you know how to...
Wait, what? Oh my gosh. She says, if a girl doesn't have sex that much, that's not what we're saying. That's not the point of what they were saying. The point was body count. So it's not that the girl doesn't have sex that much. It's that the girl doesn't have sex with that many different people. That is the point. She can have all the sex she wants if she's with her boyfriend. That's fine. That's great. But if she's having sex with 70 dudes, that's a bit different. Like, what's the thesis on that?
the lead in the
Yeah.
bedroom,
Scientist.
then you can tell her what to do
Yeah.
or teach her.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay,
I'm
but
all the
say about
practice
like
she
the
needs.
girls that are like not super like relationship status, and they like find the guy, and then they end up like finding another guy months later. Like, I don't know.
You don't know what.
Like, I don't know. what I'm
Anything.
getting.
She don't know
What are you
anything.
getting
That one there was a violation.
at, Natalie? Let's dive deep into
Bro, I don't even know what to think right now. Like I have no clue. She broke me. I don't I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about anymore.
that mind. We got to figure out.
I just support all sides. That's all I want to say.
Oh,
Support
okay.
all sex.
Supports all sides.
Then why are you
Okay, I
even
see.
talking?
So I mean, we can ask the guys' thoughts on this, or should we let the girl? Okay.
Well, let the girls continue. They haven't spoken much.
Your reaction to the video?
Does anybody else?
I thought his
They don't even know what she was trying to
weird,
say.
But yeah, I
What
don't
do you
know
mean?
what that means really.
It's not that hard to understand. These chicks come on these podcasts and they'll hear the men, but they won't listen to the men. We're telling you, well, I'm not there. I am the uninvited guest, by the way. But we as men are telling you what we think when you say certain things. So when you say, I've been to this place, I've been to that place, I've been to this place, I've been to this trip, I've been on this trip. In our heads as men, we think, who have you been here with? Who took you here? That's what we always think. It's just how we are. And when we tell you that, I know it sounds weird to you in your head, but just take it for what it is. Take the information at face value that that's what we think.
I mean, he basically saying like a guy wants to show you the world, like Aladdin, like Aladdin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
style,
we want to
like-
get on the magic carpet and show you stuff. We
We
don't
want her to get on the
I've
magic
been
carpet.
On the magic carpet already.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Good point.
It is annoying.
You understand
when you're,
now?
Like trying to plan stuff to do with a girl, and it's like, oh, she's done fucking everything. But it's really cool when like everything you suggest she has.
Yeah, if I said something like, hey, I want to take you to Paris for our anniversary or something. And she sits there and she says, oh, I love Paris. Oh, my God. We need to go here, here, and here. I'm automatically turned off at the idea. I'm like, well, we got to go somewhere else. It's just that's how we think, man. That's how we think. Yeah. See those question marks in the corner? That's my brain right now when that chick was talking in the yellow. I still don't know what she was trying to say.
And that's where they omit information, right? So, like, for example, you didn't want to say your body counts.
Of course not.
Women will say, oh, I've been to Dubai. But they'll leave out the fact that, like, a prince or a fucking billionaire flew her out to get plowed, you know?
Facts.
So.
Also, like I can speak to the whole traveling thing. Let's say I want to treat my girlfriend to I want to pay for a trip to Hawaii. I'm like, it's gonna make me feel better if she's never been to Hawaii before than if she's been there like 10 times.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it goes
it's
along with
like-
my Paris example.
I don't know.
It's the same thing
Well,
with
maybe
sex,
she
though.
can show you more like cool
No,
spots.
Come on, Sandy, don't make me laugh. Ha, ha.
I don't want her to
want
show me
us
shit.
anything.
Yeah, there
we
you
want
go.
her to just follow
Took the
us,
words
let
right
us
out of my
lead.
mouth, bro.
I mean, think of the arching of the back thing. It's okay. I'll teach her how to arch her back. Okay, I'll
Yes.
show you, baby. It's not that hard. You can arch your back. It's fine. I don't need her to plow through 50 guys to learn how to. I'll take the trade-off of
You
her
do not
not
need
being
that.
perfect in bed for her to not be a hoe.
That statement right there. should be worth its weight in gold. Excellent point. I will take the trade-off of a girl being bad in bed over her being a hoe. I will take that trade-off. Every guy in the world would accept that. They take that deal right away. Deal or no deal, deal all day long, every day.
I don't think most guys really like. Is it just me, or do you like? I don't really give a shit about sex like that. Like,
I care about it, but the point is, and here's something that I don't know. People.
I don't care about the quality of like. It doesn't have.
You don't care about the quality.
I mean,
of
like,
sex?
of course, I want it to be like
it's kind of weird,
but it's like I don't need.
Well, then you care about the quality of sex.
Yeah, no, but I think.
What's that even
what
mean?
she's suggesting, or what the video is suggesting, is that you need like a freak hoe.
No, you don't need a freak hoe because here's the thing: as a man, women will want you to lead them, and women are already freaks. Why do you think 50 Shades of Grey is like the best-selling book of all time?
You act like every girl can like put a dick inside her throat.
Hey, have you been doing a lot of this? Sir, please. Sir.
She can.
No, she can't.
It's not that hard.
No.
Oh my God, bro. I don't understand why. Bro, I don't. God, man. See, when you say shit like that, all we think in our head is, how many fucking throat plumbers have you had in your goddamn bedroom? This is why I need to shut my mouth, because
I mean, like Michael Trilstein here was saying, I don't know why I included your last.
Thanks, man. It means you like me.
There you go. We will take the trade-off.
We'll take the trade-off.
Yes, of course. If a woman slept with 1,000 men, is she probably, like, from a technical point of view, like, is her dick sucking going to be better? Sure,
maybe.
Probably. Is
maybe.
She know what she's
maybe.
doing better? Sure.
Maybe she could just lay there and just take it all day. Like, you're either way, you're fucking rolling the dice. You never know. A lot of these women will sit here and they'll talk all this wild shit, and you can't handle it. You don't know what the fuck we gonna do. And then when you get them in the bedroom, they just lay there like a dead fucking fish. And you still sitting there like, okay, you want to flip over? You want to get on top? You want to do something? Like, you want to do anything? Jesus Christ, you want me to order a pizza afterwards? I don't, what do I need to do to get you motivated in here? Like,
probably.
We
will take the trade-off. Give us a virgin.
I need to invite the
girl.
Ringling
Yes.
brothers in here
Slept with
too?
50
Like, what the
dudes
fuck
who,
do we have
like,
to do?
Knows how to suck your dick a bit better. Like,
yeah.
We will take the trade-off because sex goes beyond just the pure physical stimulation. There's just like with women.
Bro, here's the thing. Here's the thing with this whole thing. Sex is not that complicated. All this bullshit about you need this much experience and this and that, you do not. You do not. It's not that complicated. You don't need to write an essay of your technique in order to know how to do something right. Like, I've never had an experience where it's been like, oh, I can't do this because you're not experienced enough. I've never, even when I was a virgin, that shit never happened. Like, I don't get it. It's not that complicated. We're not talking bedroom calculus here. We're talking or bedroom physics. We're talking about literal sex, which is pretty simple. Holy
There's a
shit.
psychological
Emotional
component.
connection, yeah.
There's a psychological component, and it's like it's just more of a turn on. It's more attractive if the girl hasn't been ran through.
Anything.
Correct.
What's that?
Wait, what?
It's more attractive if a girl doesn't know anything.
Rest.
Yes.
But I feel like guys
Men value
watch
sexual purity and
porn
innocence.
and accept like they want a certain way of like how everything looks. So like if it doesn't look like that, they're gonna get bored. Or
No, that's not true, because if you look at if you were to take all the highest categories in the adult films or whatever, if you were to take all the highest categories, most of the categories that they have innocent situations or an innocent girl. It's like, oh, this my neighbor or something like that. It's not like most of the highest categories are something innocent. You know what I mean? Like the pizza boy delivered the pizza and I don't have any money to cover it. Oh no, stepbrother, I'm stuck because my dumb ass can't seem to get out of a dryer because what's in there to hook you? Like, bro, like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? See, it's situations like that where they're acting innocent. You can do the search yourself and find out. God, bro.
Here's what Andrew Tate said in the video, if you were paying attention. Women have no fucking clue what men want.
This is a prime example.
And the three of you have also proved that. You guys have no idea.
He cold.
Well, the other girl in the end hasn't talked, so
that's a little frustrating to men and Andrew Tate, because it's like, if you guys, and you guys look beautiful, you did your hair, your makeup. If you prioritize your appearance so much for men, because you don't pretend you do it for you do it for men. Why on earth do you seem to be either have no idea what men want or be so confident in your wrong answer? Like, we're giving you the answer key to the test and you keep guessing.
Yes. Yeah, bro, silence. Like, if I tell you the answer is A and you're like, yeah, but I'm really feeling B. Like, okay, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I get it. See, the chick in the yellow, is very pretty, okay? But the thing is, she doesn't have to know anything, and men will still come up to her. That's how we operate. Like, it's simple. It's not hard. You think a chick that looks good has to do anything in bed or know anything, have any experience? We don't give a shit. Like, if a chick looks good, that bypasses all that shit. I don't give a fuck about your experience.
I think it's because they don't really have to know what a man wants.
Because anyway.
At least at this point.
Yeah, see?
Because
that's exactly what I just said, simplified.
Because you're hot. Probably true.
And also, you note there at the beginning, too, with the whole trade-off component of this, the guy was asking him, oh, well, would you rather have a one-night stand with a girl with one body or a girl with 10 bodies? She's going to give you a way freakier night. And every guy besides that dude said, no, give me a virgin. Like,
yeah,
no, give me the girl with a low body count. So,
who the fuck picks high?
We'll ask you guys, Jason, even for a one-night stand, would you prefer hooking up with a girl who's a virgin or a girl who slept with 50 guys?
Yeah, I can't. I like girls that are promiscuous. I'm just inherently unattracted to them.
Exactly.
It's like, and it's not even like you have to know you. It's just it's a lifestyle. Feeling. It's not. Yeah. It's not even just the act.
They give off a hoe
like
vibe.
Girls that are promiscuous.
The hoey vibe.
You can tell.
They got hoe energy.
What about you, Michael Trilstein?
As a man of God, I would want the woman to be a virgin as opposed to a whore.
Same. Give me a virgin, even for a one-night stand.
I
don't like one-night stands. I mean, I'd rather pursue it.
I've never liked one-night stands either.
What's the point? It's a waste of time.
I've always preferred, as you said.
I'm not a big fan of one-night stands either. It seems like a waste of time to me. I've done it. It's whatever, man. I guess if the girl looks good enough, then it's okay. But you don't really get anything besides sex out of it. Like, there's no attachment. There's no real. I don't know. It's different for me. I just don't find any interest in it. It's like, okay, I'm just going to use you for this, and then I'm going to get the fuck out of here and never talk to you again. Like I said, I've done it before, and it's like, it's just not fulfilling anymore. It's just, if you've done one, you've done them all. So it's like, what the fuck is the point? There's no connection there. I don't want to waste my time.
The thing I was trying to say before is, I'll still smash just because I'm not as pure as you are.
I'll still smash.
But I would
she
prefer
looks good
them
enough,
to have a low body count. I would prefer them not to be a hoe. Of course,
Correct.
Those are my preferences. You know? And I'm fortunate to have...
What the fuck are we doing here?
I'm fortunate to have settled down with a woman who was not very promiscuous in her past. And she told me the reason she wasn't was she never wanted to be. Like, that's the thing. Like, women don't... And again, when a woman's really comfortable with you, the way Christina is with me, she'll reveal the truths that you guys are either hiding consciously or unconsciously. You don't want to sleep with a ton of men. You're not biologically programmed for it. But
Correct.
Because we do, you think it's unfair that society views it as...
It is. It is.
Maybe. But there's a lot of things that are unfair.
Why is it unfair? Why is it unfair? Because a man's doing it, so you should be able to do it too? Even though it's different? Like, it's just dumb. Shouldn't you hold yourself to a higher standard than others? Like, wouldn't that make more sense?
that men are expected to pay on all the dates. It's unfair that men die more in combat. It's unfair that more men die faster. There's
the
a lot
whole
of things
world
that are
is
unfair
double
about the
standards.
world, but it's not useful to complain.
What's that?
Huh?
I feel like women die faster.
No,
hell no.
Men
There ain't
die
no
like 5
way.
years earlier than women on average.
Listen, bro, she's pretty.
Do you want to make a covenant?
Okay. She's got an excuse. She's pretty, so she don't have to know anything. Yo, R, would you smash? I mean, look, I got nothing in common with this chick. I got nothing in common. I don't even think I could have a conversation with this chick. Would I smash? Maybe. If she was like, let's just do this and that'll be it. Okay.
We're gonna make a covenant.
Do we have to have a conversation or talk? Nah. All right, cool. Because once she starts talking, I'm gonna instantly be turned off though. So it's like,
it's the other way around.
To give or
the
take.
I mean, you can.
It's okay.
I mean, there's like a ton of things that
I'm a bit different
things
though.
women get that are it's unfair to men. But
The point is, we can debate what's fair all day, but what is the truth of the world, and then adapt accordingly. You know, take this information. You can ignore it and say it's the other way around, even given a statistic, and then just live in fairyland. Or you can embrace the truth and say, I might not like the fact that I'm considered a hoe if I have a high body count, and that if a man has a high body count, he's cool. But that's what it is.
Yes,
therefore,
that is what it is.
What am I going to do?
Not sleep around. That'd be the best
for women,
answer.
I think the best move is to have a low body count and try your best to hear what men say and what they want, and don't
treat
tell them
that
that's
thing
not
like a
what they
treasure.
want. Because we're giving you the answer key, ladies. We really are. And the reason we don't believe you when you say what you want is
you gotta think about it like this. If you have something valuable, right, would you want to give it to everybody? Would you want to share it with everybody? It becomes less valuable once you start doing that. Like, women think that they should just give away their value to any fucking dude that comes along, and it's be like, okay. Like, guys, we create values other ways, like with our, the things we bring to the table. Women create value by being more innocent, more pure, more ladylike. There's nothing more attractive than a woman that's ladylike, which is actually probably going extinct nowadays, but sad.
Women saying they want a nice guy that never challenges them, and when we're that, we get friend zoned.
Correct.
Women like guys that challenge them. Women like guys that are aggressive. Women like guys that lead. Therefore, based on experience and your behavior, we say...
Yeah, man, as always, whatever comes through with a nice clip. Yeah, man, I don't think people understand. We lost the plot when it comes to things like being a gentleman and being ladylike. Like, we lost the plot completely. All these people that want to preach about, all these women that want to, I should say women, all these women that want to preach about equality, about how there's a double standard and all this stuff. There's only a double standard, and they only call it out when it's not in their favor. I've said this before. Right? I don't see women saying stuff like, oh, it's not fair that he gets to pay on the first date, or he gets to pay for every date. That's not fair. I should start paying. Come on now. Ain't nobody trying to do that shit. There's a double standard. Keep it pushing. Okay? Just accept it. There's double standards everywhere, like he said. All right. Let's move on.
Have you ever heard of the manosphere?
I don't know what the manosphere is.
Have you ever heard of Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
It's an alternate view on relationships, kind of favoring the man's role in society right now and lawfully.
The manosphere is defined
after Mrs. Cole would frequently have it
as a collection of websites, blogs, and online forums promoting masculinity, misogyny, and opposition to feminism.
Misogyny?
Yeah, I don't know about misogyny.
Now that's obviously not.
Okay, well that's what the Wikipedia definition
Right.
is.
Yeah, of course.
It's a little biased.
Yeah,
probably.
okay.
Yeah,
What's
it's biased.
Wikipedia? What do you think of all the different manosphere channels and the similarities and differences between their messages?
So far in the manosphere, I may have maybe like 3 different channels that I know of. One is Fresh and Fit, one was Kevin Samuels, and another one, it's a bald-headed white guy. He has like a salt and peppery beard. You know, so they talk about different things. Kevin Samuels was very provocative. It seemed like he was a shock jock, and he wanted to get the conversation started. It seemed like he didn't believe some of the stuff he would say. He would just say it to be provocative, to get men and women talking about it, because it's important to have these conversations.
Well, he wasn't just saying it just to say it, my boy. He was saying it to actually have a point and try to change things for the better, because we live in a society now that demonizes masculinity, and they label everything that's masculine or classically masculine as toxic masculine.
That is correct.
And it's not right. This is why we're having such a tough time dealing with certain situations. This is also why we have such soft men nowadays, because it's just, there's nobody that's really taken up the mantle of showing men how to be men anymore. It's all about feelings now, and I don't feel like you should do this. Okay, whatever. These two dweebs in the fucking back need to chill.
I think that some people are intentionally antagonistic in that space in order to promote a message and promote themselves, and that's understandable. I wouldn't find it that interesting for that aspect of it.
The manosphere, when it comes to Fresh and Fit, those guys have some point of views that are legit. Also, some of the point of views, they're not really so legit to me. Like one of the guys said, you should, be with at least 50 women before you settle down. That seems a bit excessive, so that's...
This is where I'm gonna tell you like this. This is a part of the manosphere or the red pill community that where they lose me. I understand what they say, because they say if you're high value, if you're gonna get with a high value man, then he's gonna sleep around and this and that and this and that. That's not a high value man to me. That's a low value man to me, because he can't control his goddamn pants. Right? Is that what you're saying? Like, I don't understand how you consider somebody high value who has no self-control.
Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
I don't get it. How does that make you high value? Because you can't. My thing is, and like I said, this is where that community loses me, is when they say stuff like, I can go be with hundreds of women and I can still come back to you and love you because you're my girl and you're number one, and those other hoes don't matter. I understand that from being a man, how that is. We can literally do that. But coming from me, I've always had the standpoint of, if you want to do that, if you want to go be with all these other women, then don't commit to a woman. Because it's really low value if you're going to say that you're going to commit yourself to someone and then cheat on them.
Look at you go.
Or step out on them. I understand that if you're some millionaire, ball player, or rapper or something like that, I get that you get it thrown at you nonstop. I get that. But what is stronger? What shows more prestige? The fact that you get dozens of women, attractive women, throwing themselves at you and you shut them down because you are committed to your woman? Or you give in to your primal urges? Which one of those examples is a stronger case for a high value man? I would think the person that stays committed, because it's a harder thing to do. It's the same thing as, I'm going to get real dorkish here. It's the same thing like what Batman said. Batman doesn't kill people. The reason why he doesn't kill people is not because he's not able to. It's because it's easier to kill someone than to show restraint and not kill someone. That's the whole point. One is easier than the other. It's easy to give into your primal urges if you're given the opportunity. It's a harder thing to say no and go about your day.
It's about sending a message. Everything burns.
That's not really, something I vibe with. But just with anything, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, and you agree with people when they're right, and also when they're wrong, you kind of separate. So we have to be. I think that we're an intelligent society, and we can listen to different people, different personalities,
and make your own judgment
and pick what's good from the
Correct.
bad and separate it. You know.
Well, that's the thing. I think that people that are criticizing it are going to be painting it with a very broad brush.
Yes.
And so, you know, even within, like, let's take Andrew Tate, for instance, right?
Do you think Andrew Tate is helping or hurting men, and why?
I think he's helping men because he motivates us to be better and motivates us to want more out of our lives.
I think he's doing both.
He's helping men, you feel me, be more in touch.
I think he's doing both. I think what he says at times is healthy and it is factual. At the same time, I think the things that he does and some of the things that he says just to garner a certain amount of attention is out of bounds. No, I shouldn't say out of bounds. I just don't agree with it. You know, I don't agree with some of the approach depending on what he's saying at the time. What I just went over with the whole high value man, you have to accept he's going to cheat. I don't think that's right. Because we live in a world where these guys sit here and they'll say stuff like, well, these emperors back in the day had multiple women and they had one queen and this and that. You're not a fucking king.
He cold.
You're not an emperor. You're not running a country, bro. Chill. We're not in those times anymore. This is modern society. I understand that millionaires have a bunch of options. I get it. I understand. However, don't commit to a woman then. If you want to sleep with all these girls, that's fine. I got no problem with that. But don't commit yourself. Don't give this woman your word that you're going to commit to her and be faithful to her and then go against it because it's easy to. No, that's not high value to me. That's very low value. What that is a low value man that's gift wrapped in expensive wrapping paper. That's all that is. That's what that is to me.
That's with their masculinity, but he's also, you know, like he does have some misogynistic traits, and
there are some good points that I think that he boosts confidence.
Yes,
in
there's
young
a
men,
lot of
but
good points that he hits.
Some that misinterpreted what he says.
Although he has some opinions that are against women, I feel like the majority of what he says is good for men, and I feel like men should listen to what he's saying.
Obviously, he's been arrested in Romania on some, you know, serious charges, right? But you could take individual things that he says and, you know, 85% of the people that you might ask might agree with those things. They might not agree with, you know, whatever he might have done to get charged with criminal charges, but that doesn't mean that,
case
you know,
is still
you should
pending.
throw out
We'll find
necessarily
out
the whole message.
Which is more important, their message or their lifestyle?
The message.
Oh, the message for sure.
It's always the message.
The more important thing socially is the message.
It depends.
But the thing that might sell it is the lifestyle.
It depends because you have to think a broken clock is right twice a day. And I've said this before that bad people can also say things that are factual, and good people that are people that say good things can also be bad people. Like if you take Andrew Tate, he says a lot of things that are factual. Okay. Now, allegedly, he might have done some things that were wrong. Okay. So if these things turn out to be true, then throw him under the jail. I got no problem with that if they're proven true. But is what he's saying wrong or is it a lie? No, it's not. The same way that, and I'm not comparing these two outright, but the same way that Martin Luther King did a bunch of good stuff, right? You know, he did a lot of good things for a lot of people. He said a lot of good things over his whole life, right? He was also a known womanizer. Like he cheated on his wife more than a few times. Like it's crazy. Does that wipe out what he said or what he did? It does not. So it's a double-edged sword. Your lifestyle can be one thing and the message you have can be another thing. They can both be, you have to be smart enough to take them at their value. You have to be able to pick apart things that you agree with and then say at the same time, not be such a super fan and be like, oh, well, you know, I have to agree with him because that's just the way he is. Like, no, you got to call a spade a spade.
I don't know, because I believe, like, you know, Pearly Things, have you heard of them? Pearly Things, her? Like, her channel, like,
yeah,
she doesn't
Pearl been
practice
fucking
anything
up
she
lately,
preaches.
though. Yeah, he's not wrong.
Like, she always says that men don't want a career-oriented woman.
But she's a
person
career-oriented
that
woman.
talks strong and you know, masculine.
But she's that.
Career-oriented and all that. Like, I don't know. She just like, I don't know. She tells other women how to be when she's being the opposite of what she's telling them to be.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Now, everybody knows that I've featured Pearl's content on my channel, and I watch just Pearly things. But it is kind of weird that she sits here and she preaches about being a wife, taking accountability, and being a career woman is not the way you want to be if you want to be taken seriously and all this stuff. But she's all those things. Like, you shouldn't be argumentative. She's all of that. Like, I don't know what you want us to do, because I understand the appeal, because she basically is filling the void that was left by Kevin Samuels. You know, when he died unexpectedly, it was like this void that was there and no one was there to fill it. And then comes a woman saying the same things he said. And then on top of that, she's not the same race. She's a white woman talking about these things that Kevin was talking about. So of course people are going to be curious about it. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, you got to be able to pick apart these things that people say and separate some of the good things that they say to the person saying it.
Do you watch their content more for the educational value or for the entertainment value?
Yeah, for the education.
I like the educational value of it.
A little bit of both.
Sometimes it's very entertaining. Just like your channel, man. I love your channel. You be
Zoom
lighting
to
their asses
Thailand.
up.
I agree.
How much of what is being said is new information?
Why, 60%?
Yeah, 60%.
None of it. There's nothing new under the sun, as they say. So, but there's a lot of it that is new to a lot of people, a lot of young men.
I don't think a lot of it's new information. I think most of it is, the reason why most of it is so polarizing is because for the first time in a long time, women are actually getting an inside look at how we men think. And it's kind of different because they don't understand it, because it's not the same and they don't get it. It's like, well, I think that you would want a woman that's all about her career and she got her own this, she got her own that. No, we don't give a fuck. We don't care.
For instance,
younger people, it's new information. Older people, it's been here, but the way it's being presented is new.
You know, like we've been taught, kind of raised that girls with sugar spice everything nice, guys with snakes, snails, and puppy dog tails. But it turns out that a lot of these women are not sugar and spice, you know, and a lot of men have found that out, you know, the hard way and had a rude awakening.
There's a lot of daywalkers around here.
Men have a platform now,
lately.
as before when it was just Oprah and Sally, Jesse Raphael, and Ricky Lake. That's all we had to really go by. But now men are picking up the microphone, men are doing their thing, men are giving their perspective on things, and it kind of gives a counterbalance, and that's what we need.
And I think that it's also very sobering for women, too, for them to actually consider what the future holds based off of their behavior and like their choices.
If this is not new information, why has nothing improved?
Because the message not getting out.
Because ain't nobody fucking listening. Like everybody, because everybody's in their own little bubble where they want to do their own thing. They don't think that most people want the attention it's all about me now. It's all about me. What do I like? What do I feel? That's what it's all about. And it's not about helping anyone else now.
Not just women, but everybody. Everybody's on their square. The men are over here, the women over here. Everybody's separated. Even when you go out, man, in clubs, everybody's separated. It's just, how can you improve from that?
There's no neutral ground
Everybody's
anymore.
more engaged to their phones.
Before you can have social change, you have to have awareness, right? And I'm going to go to the opposite, which is the women's suffrage movement, let's say. Well before women got the right to vote, there had to be decades literally, of awareness of those issues before there was any meaningful social change.
I got news for you, bro. Most men couldn't vote either. It was a class-based system back then on top of a bunch of other stuff that men had to do and able to be able to vote. But all men weren't able to vote either. It was like an aristocratic thing. Like it was class-based.
And I think that I think that may be the case here, and maybe it's not decades, but any social movement starts with awareness.
But just because you have information doesn't mean that things are going to improve. There are so many people
Correct.
that know how to be fit. They know they should, eat a little less food. They should eat nutritious food. They should go to the gym. They should try to get sleep.
Look at this dude to the right. This is the same dude from earlier in the video, him and his boy. You see this shit? This is the shit I'm talking about. You just can't go on with your day. You need the attention. Me, I need this attention. I need to be able to see myself on the screen. Ah, man. Why don't you create your own channel,
bro?
bro?
How many people are doing that? A lot of people know how to take care of their relationships, but who's actually doing it? A lot of people know what to do, but actually doing it or being aware of what to do and actually doing it are two different things. So I don't think it just applies to this
Look,
topic.
attention.
Why do these channels spend so
two
much time on
fairies
self-improvement
fluttering in the
and
background.
men grooming themselves to please toxic women that just want to use them and bring nothing to the table?
Honest opinion, I feel like a lot of men lose a lot of masculinity. So I just feel like they just need to know, let these females know you can't just use any man how they want to use them.
To please
Stop
toxic
being
women that
idiots.
just want to use us and bring nothing to the table.
We shouldn't.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good. We shouldn't use it for toxic women.
I believe that you're supposed to better yourself so you can attract the women you want, not
correct
gold diggers and shit.
So the idea is
They're gonna come
become
either
a
way.
person that is that somebody would want to be with, and not do it, but don't do it just to. It's kind of like pickup artists. The idea of kind of gaming the system, playing a game versus becoming a person who's attractive to the type of people you want to attract.
Does having a flashy car and a fancy watch attract the type of women you want?
Personally, no, because
No.
a lot of them are not love.
It does not. However, it does give you more opportunity to find the woman that you want because you open up your circle. The more successful you are, the more doors that open as a man. The more successful you are as a woman, the more doors close. It's just how it is in terms of relationship. But yeah, it just opens up more doors for you to explore the options of. Like if you can have access to certain women, a certain class of woman, just because you enter a new financial bracket. It's just like that. It's just how it is for a man.
Loving me than loving what I can do for them. So no.
I want a girl that's more traditional value. A girl that has more some more things we have in common.
Not really materialistic, all that.
The
How
girls
is
that
having
want you for
game
that are
different
not
than
worth it.
simping for women?
Ooh, good point. In theory, simping would be being a nice guy. So if you're talking about in terms of pickup artists, simping would be being a nice guy.
That's not what
whereas
simping
pickup
is.
artist stuff is heavily, at least in certain people's expression of it, involves negging and that sort of thing. And so one is being nice and one is getting what you want without being nice.
Game is like winning
What?
her mind over with just your mouthpiece. Simping is like, hey,
Simping is giving a girl validation that doesn't deserve it. You know what I mean? It's like going to bat for a girl that doesn't even know you exist. That's what simping is. It's being a fan of a girl that doesn't know you exist. Like you're willing to take up every argument with somebody that has a problem with every little thing that she does or says, and you're just there like, no, she's great. I'm telling you, she's great. That's simping. Like doing all this shit for nothing. That's simping. Game is something
I'll
different.
spend so much money on you. I'll buy you dinner. I'll take you shopping. Like
Game
you don't
actually
need-
takes
you don't need
skills.
money to
Simping is
get a
easy.
woman.
Having game is usually when you're trying to hit on a girl to get laid. Simping for women is when you're trying to get a girlfriend.
Having game is being able to go up to a girl, start a conversation with her, get her laughing, giggling, you feel me? Being able to get the number and be able to go somewhere from that.
What does it mean to flex?
To flex would be a show
off.
a display of wealth or power or something like that.
The flex just means to, like show off, to be a
There you
showboat,
go.
to do too much, like.
What's the difference between old money versus new money, and which one is more likely to flex?
New money.
Obviously, new money would be more likely to
Yeah.
flex, I think.
Old money.
So old money is.
Act like you've been there. That's what old money is.
Would be a person who has family money. New money is a person who just made money and is
Yeah,
therefore
money's not
more
new.
likely to.
In other words, money's not new to the old money guy. Money's not new. They come from it, so they're not impressed by things. Like if you have a guy that grew up in a family with nothing but Lamborghinis. You think that you driving a Lamborghini, he's gonna be like, "Oh man, that's impressive." No, he's gonna be like, "Nice car, dude. We got like 12 of those." However, if you're a guy that comes from nothing and then you're able to buy a Lamborghini, you're gonna be flexing that bitch everywhere.
Flaunt it.
How is buying a bunch of luxury items to impress women not just another form of simping?
I feel like that's a good thing. It depends what the guy feels like. If the guy is doing it for the women,
yeah, it depends on if he's buying it for that reason.
As a form of simping because they're trying to get their attention. But if they buy that for any other external reasons outside of that, I believe.
Yeah, like if you took like my Lamborghini example, like if I was to buy a Lamborghini, right, it wouldn't be because I want to attract a woman because I have a Lamborghini. No, I like cars. I like supercar. I like cars in general. Like, to be honest with you, my favorite car is actually not that. My actual like fantasy car is a 1969 Dodge Charger. I would take that over any Lamborghini 100%. Every time I'll take that over that. So, it's different. It just depends on the guy and why he's buying a certain luxury item.
That has a different meaning in my opinion.
I think it is kind of like being simping because it's like you're begging for attention for women and you're not really offering materialistic items, not really what like is in the inside, like a conversation or something about yourself.
It used to be, oh yeah, I want a man that's gonna protect me, who'll be there for me, who'll be the leader, the head of the household. Now it's, oh yeah, I want a man who makes 5 figures. I want a man who who doesn't work a 9 to 5. I want a guy who does all these crazy things but can't bring anything to the table. See, at least back then when women had all these crazy high expectations, it was, you feel me, they were at least bringing something back to the table.
Do women's delusional expectations require men to set delusional goals?
In a sense, yeah. Some girls want like six figure man, and like honestly, like dude, like look at yourself. Like you don't have a job. You expect your looks to get you everywhere, and like it does.
That's where game comes in. You got good enough game, it'll just delete all of that.
What's the difference between a woman rating herself a 10 and a guy calling himself an alpha male?
The difference is if an alpha male is like a king. So
bro, there ain't no difference, bro. All these people that claim to be alphas ain't alphas. Like all these dudes that sit around here and they claim that label, like I'm an alpha, they're never an alpha male. Like if you're an alpha, you don't have to say it. Just the way you carry yourself will show people that. Like it's just dumb.
Supposed to treat a man like a king, and a woman that's rating herself 10, she just bougie and stuck up.
Nobody's 10 out of 10. Nobody in this world is 10 out of 10.
True.
It's just you having an inflated ego. But being an alpha male, you're just, like you feel like you're a dominant person. You feel like, you can set the tone. You can take charge and lead things.
Men recognize alpha males. Women, not all, but some.
Fuck y'all, I ain't a simp.
And
Are you sure about that?
They think they're 10s and they're far
Boss
from
is
it.
different.
But women can tell themselves anything and believe it. Men, we have to prove it.
Why do men even have to be labeled alpha or beta males in the first place?
They don't need to be. I don't know where it came from, and I don't understand why it's a thing.
That's sort of an analogy, and then there's the sigma male.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
We have the sigma male.
What is that?
That is the sigma, and these are all analogies
I don't even know what that
wolves,
means.
of course, which are not necessarily the most applicable to human society, but if we're making analogies from wolves,
I mean, if you want to go similar, there's also alphas in gorilla and like ape like communities. So what are you talking about? I don't know what they're called. Like, I don't know what the ape is called. I know like a lion is a pride, and crows is a murder. Like I know that, but I'm saying, and wolves are a pack. I don't know what I don't know, like a pod of whales. Like I don't know what an ape group is called. So I know there's an alpha there, the silverbacks. Like it's always an alpha.
Sigma wolf hunts outside the pack. He's like a lone wolf. He's even cooler than the alpha. And
that's not a Sigma wolf. That's a lone wolf.
After the alpha male,
it's not the same.
And people self-proclaiming alpha male status has sort of lost some status.
That's not the same.
Now everybody wants to be the sigma male who's
Bro, I don't know what this dude is talking about, because if you're like a lion without a pride, a male lion without a pride. This is why male lions fight each other to take over prides. Right? That's why. It's two alphas going at it. Like, there's only one male lion most of the time in a pride. And he has all the women. Like, that's how it is. There's no
It's
such thing as
cooler
a
than the
sigma.
alpha male because he's the lone wolf.
What's the difference between calling
Never
a man
heard
a
that
beta
before.
male and shaming a man for not being a real man?
It's the same thing.
Good question.
Honestly, some men just like to be named alpha and for the ego, you know, just to boost the ego that they're something, they're successful because they can do something that other men can't. When
Bro,
in
just
reality, we're all
be a
equal,
man.
and we're
Just
just
be
trying to better
yourself.
ourselves.
Why are there some men who shame women for having a high body count, but then also complain about how hard it is to get laid? Is that a double standard?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. They want all the women to sleep with them, not everybody else, though. So yeah, I mean, it is a kind of hypocrisy. Yes.
When a girl has a high
Yeah,
body
it's a double
count,
standard.
in my opinion, her value kind of decreases.
Correct.
And I feel like women know that, so that's why I feel like when women are in arguments with another woman, they tend to say,
Yeah, the point is that when a woman does it, it decreases her value because everybody's had her. You know what I mean? But when a man does it, it's more prestigious, as I've said before, because women see that and it makes them more attractive because they want to figure out why everybody's flocking to this man. Why are all the women flocking to this guy? I gotta know.
oh, that's why you're a
It's a
hoe,
double
that's why you're a
standard.
whore, all this stuff. And I feel like they know that's
Everybody
that's,
knows how I feel about that.
Devaluing, and they try
Keep
to
it
use that
pushing.
against each other, even when they're
Double standards are everywhere.
Should we be blaming simps for women's bad behavior?
No.
Yes and no.
Didn't women set the terms that they needed to be served and put on a pedestal, which created simping in the first place?
Yeah, simping is enabling.
I say 80% of it is simps because they're the ones going to OnlyFans.
Yeah, it used to be that women would get validation from their man, like their boyfriend or people around them. Now they can just go on the internet and get validation from anybody. So it's no longer required. Why would a woman spend her time trying to get validation from one man when she gets validated by 100 men just by posting a picture? Yeah, the simping's got to stop. That's where it starts. I'm telling you, dude, if men stop simping tomorrow, women would wake the fuck up. God. And if women stop giving it up so fucking easy, you know, to these same amount of goofballs, then they would have a happier life too. Dumb.
Paying money, being suckered. And like Snoop said, if you're a sucker, you're going to get licked.
You're sending this girl money you've never seen. You feel me? You're asking her. You're asking her to do all these crazy things for you over online or in person.
Yeah, you can't even touch her.
It's not real love.
Simping is the worst thing you could ever do.
Didn't women set the terms that they needed to be served and put on a pedestal, which created simping in the first place?
That's not what created simping, in my opinion.
Yeah,
what created
that's not.
simping is mothers, single mothers that raised their sons to be suckers, and then they raised it. See, they got with the bad boy. Women like bad boys by nature.
Mm-hmm.
They got with the bad boys, didn't like the outcome. Then they raised their sons to be good boys, but then the son finds out that women don't want good boys; they want bad boys. Or they
Correct.
want bad boys and turn them into good boys.
The phenomenon of simping would probably go back further in human psychology, all the way back to the caveman times. I'm sure there's going to be a caveman simp if we were to trace it back far enough.
Aren't simps a byproduct of what
How? When he would
feminism
get
has
clubbed in
caused?
the head and left for dead.
So then why are we blaming the victim?
I have no idea.
Why do men even have to be labeled alpha or beta males in the first place?
in my opinion, I don't really think there's a reason to use it. I feel like that's a stupid way to put like labels on men. But I feel like it's just been around because just like predatory instincts, like how us humans just evolve.
Men today and boys and men, there's a lot that they can take away that's useful from those messages. And I think that, to paint it with that broad of a brush, that it's misogynistic inherently, I don't think is correct.
Yeah, man, dope video from It's Complicated. As you know, I put his stuff on my channel a lot. he's great. He does a good job. But yeah, man, the funny part is, like, I said this in my video where the ladies were talking about catcalling and how they say they have a double standard of if the man is attractive, then it's not catcalling. If he's not, it's creepy. Or if he's not attractive, then it's creepy. But the funny part is, if no men catcalled her, then they would also have a problem. So which one is this? A double-edged sword. But yeah, man, simping has to stop. Like, simping has to stop. You have to stop giving people all this attention unearned. Like, I understand if they have something of value, like if they have a nice show or they are funny or something like that. I understand that because that's value. But if they're just there to look pretty, there's a dozen pretty women on this planet. Like, you don't have to sit there and try to defend them when they don't even know you about everything. If a guy says something like, I don't really find her that attractive, and you're there white knighting and simping for her, like, well, maybe you shouldn't be on her page. Maybe he was just there and maybe it just came across his feed. You don't know. Like, bro, it's not that serious. Simping got to stop. That's all it boils down to. If men want to get women to be more traditional, you have to stop simping. And if women actually want meaningful relationships, then they got to close their fucking legs and treat that thing like the valuable piece of artwork that it is. But we'll see. We'll see if we can turn this thing around. I'm still waiting for the asteroid. I'm still waiting for it. I don't give a fuck anymore. I want the asteroid. Give me the zombie apocalypse. I'm ready for it. I'm locked and loaded over here. Well. Looks like we've come to that part of the show. Every week, you already know the deal. Movie, show, song picks of the week. This week, man, is a fully loaded, like, special for me. Because this movie and this show are, like, top tier on my list of movies and shows. So, this week's movie of the week is my favorite superhero, man. The Dark Knight. What can I say about this movie that hasn't already been said? Like, I mean, Heath Ledger's Joker is iconic. I use him in my podcast all the time. You see him referenced all the time in the clips and stuff. So, I mean, just this movie is just ridiculously good. I just recently watched it again. So, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. You can watch Batman Begins too if you want to, not be lost or whatever. But this movie can stand alone all by itself. It's that good. Let me give you the description. Like I need to give you the description about a movie about Batman. But anyways, Batman, Lieutenant Gordon, and District Attorney Harvey Dent go up against the Joker, a criminal mastermind in ghoulish makeup terrorizing Gotham City. I mean, it's Batman. It's Batman. What else can I say? It's dope. It's so good. I'm pretty sure almost everybody under the sun has seen this movie, but it's my second favorite Batman movie because The Batman took its top spot, because that movie is just, I love that movie so much. But The Dark Knight is the movie of the week. Now on to the show pick of the week, and this is probably my favorite show of all time, Game of Thrones. I have watched this in entirety probably about 8 times. Okay? From season 1 to season 8, I've watched this 8 times. And then I've watched season 8 2 extra times because I hated season 8. But don't let that sway you, okay? I'm coming from, the books and all that stuff. But Game of Thrones is by far one of the best shows ever put on the screen. It is so good. Like, I can't say enough about this show. All-time favorite show for me. Let me give you the description. Trouble is brewing in Westeros. For the inhabitants of this world, control of the Iron Throne holds the lure of great power. But in a land where seasons can last a lifetime, winter is coming. And beyond the great wall that protects them, a forgotten evil has returned. Of course, this is based off of the George R.R. Martin books, A Song of Ice and Fire. Very, very good. Highly recommend. You already know, like, I have Winter is Coming in my song, like in my theme song. So it's like Game of Thrones is all over the place for me, and I love it to death. Yeah, movie, show, and song pick of the week. There you go. As always, they'll be in the description and their designated playlist if you want to check them out. Go into the song of the week, and I don't care what none of y'all say. Y'all can call me a simp if you want to. We've already established I don't simp for no one except maybe Hwasa. It is Loco and Hwasa. I'm telling you, dude, it's so good. It's so good. I can't focus right now because she's on the screen, but I'm gonna get out of here before I say some other shit and y'all judge me. I have been your uninvited guest. Make sure you check everything out in the designated playlist and in the description. This has been the Party Crasher Podcast, and I'll catch y'all later, man. Enjoy some of this Loco and Hwasa. Looking so good. I don't care what none of y'all say. Look at her. Look at her. I'm out, man. I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
내게 진심을 바라면 그 술은 절대 주지 마. 헛소리를 하고 악마의 춤을 출 거니까. 마치 밖엔 시원한 바람이 불지만 세상이 너무 험해서 널 내 옆에만 둘 거니까. 남자는 전부 똑같대. 아니 술 마신 남자